territory.
Yeah!
So I asked my new friend Tiger to come up here with me. We've been talking back in the tent, and I asked her why she's involved in this issue of global warming. And among the answers she gave me, I really like this one. She said, it makes me happy to be around people who are passionate about something. Yes! Yes. I'm going to Paris to the climate conference too, and I hope we're together there, Tiger. I also wanted her to come up with me because I needed a grandchild fix. I've just been with my grandchildren in Montana looking for wolves, and my favorite ex-husband has 40 wolves on his ranch. And I won't see them again till tomorrow, so will you stay up here with me for a few minutes while I talk? You know, this part of the coast means a lot to me. I was first arrested, I am proud to say, not 20 years ago, as Jessica reported, but in 1970, marching with First Nations in Tacoma to reclaim Fort Lawton, and then again with the Salish Kootenai in Tacoma trying to protest clear cutting that was endangering the salmon spawning area.
Yeah!
And I have fished for salmon in the Campbell River.
Yeah!
So in my own way, I am aware of the unbelievable beauty of this pristine coast. And I stand here with you and with the unbelievably brave First Nations people who are trying to stop big oil from spoiling the coastline. I've been an activist for 45 years, but to tell you the truth, it's been many decades since I've been to the barricades. And I am here now. I came here because I believe that the world is at an existential crossroads.
Right. Definitely.
We're facing a terrible, terrible challenge. People are having a hard time hearing me. There we go. I'm 77 and I thought I was getting too tired to go to the barricades, but that's a bunch of BS. This issue is too important. And it's a very simple issue. People versus oil. Life versus oil.
Yeah.
Everywhere I go, I see the same thing. People at a crossroads. Down one road, the road that Shell wants us to take, we'll see more of the same, only worse. They want to tap into the world's largest untapped oil reserve, just for profit, unchecked, and they've been given permission by the U.S. government, if you can believe that. And what it means is that a very tiny group of people get richer and richer, and the vast majority get hotter and sicker. Richer and richer, hotter and sicker, richer and richer, hotter and sicker. But there's another road, and down that road we see something quite different. It's a world in which the future is honored, the children and the grandchildren and the precious animals, and there are clean jobs. And there is democracy.
Yeah.
Down that road, people take a stand against Shell Oil, Enbridge, Kinder Morgan, and all the other corporations masquerading as citizens. We say we don't need you. We don't need you. Enough is enough. Enough profit, enough plundering through extractivism. Enough is such a critical word right now, isn't it? It's a word that oil company executives don't know. These men who make hundreds of thousands of dollars a minute, they don't know what enough means. They assume that our natural resources are limitless and that they have a right to plunder them, even if it means leaving our communities riddled with cancer and birth defects and asthma. Even when it means killing entire species. Even when it means killing us. This is not just irresponsible. This is abuse of power and abuse of human rights.
Tyranny. Tyranny.
And you don't need a PhD to understand what's happening here. There are certain oil reserves in the world that must stay in the ground.
Yes.
If we are ever going to meet the climate warming 2 degrees Celsius limit that 99% of climate scientists agree, that is where we have to stop it. And this will never happen. It will never happen if we drill in the Arctic and expand the Alberta tar sands. The principal reserve that has to stay in the ground is the Arctic. It's a major migrating corridor, as you know, polar bears, whales, walruses, fish, caribou, home to 4 million people. And do you know that the Arctic ice is the world's air conditioner? That ice bounces the sun's heat back into space. The Arctic helps protect us. We need to protect the Arctic.
Yes. Indeed we do.
If Arctic oil is pumped and burned, the ice will melt faster, and as that ice melts, the climate heat is turned up, the glaciers melt, the seas rise, wiping out entire island nations and coastal communities. If that ice melts, the entire world is in much graver danger. And that's the danger we'll be in if everything goes right. If Shell doesn't spill oil. If there's a spill, an entire way of life will be destroyed. Species will be threatened with extinction, and there'll be no going back. The nearest deep water port is 1,000 miles away.